Hello, welcome back to my 100% Dragon Age Origins playthrough. So today we are going to get started on our next piece of DLC. Here we are in Redcliffe Village, so let's head towards the map. Alrighty, so here at the map, the first thing we have to do is actually go to a party camp. Now, every time we've entered here so far, there's been this person in the corner that we've kind of ignored. This guy, Levi Dryden. Let us talk to him. Actually, before we talk to him, I'm interested in something else. Before I do, I'm actually going to get rid of a couple of these gifts. So, Morrigan, we can give her the Golden Demon Pendant.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
As well as the locket, I believe.
A fine gift.
Yeah.
You have my thanks.
For Alistair, we can give him the Demon Statuette. Sorry, the Stone Warrior Statuette.
Is that for me?
There we go.
Really? Wow.
Right, you can see we have an extra Drake scale. We don't actually need that, but we picked up 7 in the previous area. These are the gifts we can't do anything with. That's fine. Got Major Magic for Morrigan though, that's always nice. Alrighty, let's talk to Levi.
You're a hard woman to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levi Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
You know Duncan?
Oh yes, for years. Considered him a friend, I did. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arlen banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
Bit drastic, isn't it?
And then some. Not much is known about that time. After King Arlen died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
So, what favour did you ask of Duncan?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honour.
I've never even heard of Soldier's Peak.
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Arlen's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honour.
What do you need from me?
I can pick my way through the tunnels at the base of Soldier's Peak, but the place, well, they say it's haunted, and it'll be dangerous for certain. Will you think on it at least?
Let's go to Soldier's Peak.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Okay, so this is the Warden's Keep DLC. Getting a few new codex entries. We'll check those out. The history of the Drydens. In the years following the siege of Soldier's Peak, all those who carried the Dryden name were hunted by King Arlen's forces. A noble Dryden name was smeared, and all lands and holdings belonging to the Drydens were seized by the crown. The king feared that the rebellion started by Sophia would be kept alive by her loyal friends and family, and anyone with connections to the Drydens suffered greatly. It is little wonder then that the few remaining Drydens found themselves with no allies and nowhere to turn. Tobin Dryden, Sophia's brother and guardian of her young son, had no choice but to flee for Eldon. Tobin brought passage to Antiva on a merchant vessel and travelled under the name of De Rocha. Once in Antiva, Tobin set about building a new, quiet life for himself and his nephew. He started a small business and eventually made a name for himself as a trader. The De Rocha merchant family prospered, and the name Dryden was almost forgotten. However, in 815 Blessed, Sylvie de Rocha uncovered old documents belonging to Tobin and pieced together the family's history. In her pride, and perhaps in her naivete, Sylvie reclaimed the name Dryden and returned to Ferelden. King Arland lies dead, and the Dryden name lives on. Our family has survived and even thrived since the death of Sophia Dryden. The nobles of Ferelden may still spit on the Dryden name, but we Drydens know that Sophia Dryden was greater than them, almost a queen and a hero of the people of Ferelden. From the personal files of Levi Dryden, merchant. Cool. I'll Eamon there. Updates for Eamon and Genitivi. Am I missing one? Sophia Dryden. Sophia Dryden is Ferelden's light and her most brilliant jewel. Nothing on this earth can ever quench her fire. Alessa Sophia Dryden was the young Arland's rival for the throne of Ferelden. Dryden was a strong and charismatic leader with much support from the Bannorn. When Arland finally won the crown, Dryden refused to relent. She pushed her claim, was caught and accused of treason. Her sympathizers continued to support her, however. In order to appease them, Dryden was spared execution and forced to join the Grey Wardens instead. Dryden survived the joining and dazzled the Grey Wardens at Soldier's Peak with her leadership skills and charm. She eventually rose through the ranks to become the Warden Commander of Ferelden. Before Commander Dryden, the Grey Wardens were seen as a relic of an older time and an unnecessary drain on the nobles' coffers. Dryden, though, with her political connections, reinvigorated the Wardens and rapidly increased their numbers. In the meantime, King Arland proved himself a devious king, willing to go to brutal lengths to silence his opponents. Arland's reign of terror grew worse with each passing year, and some of the bands approached Commander Dryden in desperation, begging her to intercede. She agreed, and thus was the rebellion against King Arland born. Arland learned of the rebellion and took steps to end it. He publicly suspended all tithing to the Grey Wardens and declared that they were no longer welcome in Ferelden. Some of the Wardens, mindful that they were supposed to remain politically neutral, felt disgraced by Dryden's involvement in Ferelden politics, and left her side even as the king's forces lay siege to Soldier's Peak. The siege took months and ended with the death of Sophia Dryden. From the personal files of Levi Dryden, merchant. There we go. Oh, there was one more. I just saw that. It was just an update. The correspondence interruptus quest. Okay, sweet. Alright, with that done, let us head to Soldier's Peak. Right, it doesn't really matter who you take, so I'm going to rock out with my same crew.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
And here we have a new mark on our map, Soldier's Peak.
And here we are, Soldier's Peak. Maker's breath. Look at the size of her. What a fortress. I told you the map would get us through the tunnels.
Andraste's blood, how did you find that path on your own?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
She's impressive, that's for certain.
It's just teeming with history. Can't you feel it? So, I'll follow you about, from a distance. This place has the stench of death. I expect there's trouble up ahead.
This is where the Wardens trained and lived? I imagined it would be like a tiered Ukluk with battle rings and many levels. Instead, it is drab, a castle like every other.
Cheer up, Sten. I'm sure we'll be able to find some skulls for you to smash.
On hindsight, I probably actually should have brought Alistair, since this is a Grey Warden place, but that's alright.
Fall back! Fall back already!
Taking the peak will not be easy, my lord.
I gave the Wardens one chance to die with honor. Instead, they hole up like cowards. We follow the King's advice, then. Starve them out.
But the peak has months of supplies.
Then we wait. When they are too weak to lift their weapons, we will send them to their final judgment.
What was that? Felt a bit woozy there. I'm not mad, am I? You saw it too?
It was like a waking dream.
How's that possible? This place truly is haunted.
The veil is thin here. The circle tower was that way too.
The veil?
That's what separates us from the Fade and demons.
Demons? Thank Andraste you came, Warden. After you.
I do wonder if that's unique dialogue, either because we're a mage or because we have freed the circle tower at this point. Anyway. And speaking of demons, here we go. Arlan's skeletons. Unfortunately, my cold magic is probably not going to do much to them. I guess we'll see. Oh no, they're not immune at least. Okay, Arlan's Lord. Let's do Crushing Prison. Got Zeb, which is a little unfortunate. Oh, there's more.
Let's get started.
What is that? An acolyte? Yep, if that's a mage, I want to deal with him. Oh, he just made himself immune. That's annoying.
You're me, and it isn't gonna be me. How about you?
At least Zephyr's up there. Okay.
On your guard!
That should not have taken as long as it did.
Okay, I think that's all of them? Yeah. Now this Master Scout here, he carries the antique Warden crossbow. If you use crossbows, it's quite a good one. I kind of find crossbows a bit useless. I tend to prefer bows. There are more good ones in the game, but if you want a crossbow, that's a decent one. Okay, I think that is the main sort of piece of loot you want to grab from here, though. There's a new quest, Ancient History, and a Codex entry. Okay. Let's look at the quest first. Learn more about the history of Soldier's Peak. You've uncovered some of the history at the base of Soldier's Peak. There may be more to learn, and perhaps you should seek it out. Chapter 1. The Grey Warden base at Soldier's Peak was built in the middle of the Glory Age, several decades after the First Blight was ended. Before then, Grey Wardens in Ferelden would take up residence in castles and forts that belonged to generous nobles. Warden Commander Gaspar Asturian desired a fortified headquarters where his forces could train and live. He planned that Soldier's Peak would be a city unto itself. The defeat of the Darkspawn and the Archdemon Zazzikal was fresh in the minds of the Ferelden people, and many were willing to donate gold to build Commander Asturian's fortress. Soldier's Peak was fully completed within 10 years and dedicated to the Maker in 934 glory. From the History of Grey Wardens in Ferelden from Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. There we go. So that is how the fortress began, but I guess we need to keep searching for the history of it. Let's head inside.
men's morale is low. My spells are of no use in this matter, Commander.
There is more to leading men than sorcery, Avernus. I will remind them that they're wardens.
Men, I won't lie to you. The situation is grim.
This poster reads, "On these grounds virtuous men stood against a tyrant. They stood defiant and stood for freedom, and they died." It is signed by the Grey Warden defenders who were besieged by King Alan's forces. Read the names of the fallen: Captain Milo the Black Ferret, Chair Thora Lopez, Sir Derek of Orlais, and Jason the Longbow. Alan the Quibbler, Cartographer Martyr, David the Silent, Dustin the Colorblind, Ebinger of the Bovine Brethren, Farrell of Feral, Sir Graham the Untiring, and Jason Sands the Argonauts. Clearly a reference to Jason and the Argonauts there. Langley the Nefarious, Lucky Lacuna, Mad Dog Smeadows, Matthias the Bloody, McGuirk the Vile Priest, Melissa the Magical Malefactor, Om the Stretched, and Packrat Dirksen. Sergeant Red Morrison, Santos the Silent Scimitar, Vitriolic Eric, Weak Eye Santos, and Wellburn the Exhaustive Fire. Do have to wonder if there's more references in there, but it's okay.
And our hearts are sagging.
If there was, I didn't know them.
Wardens! Darkspawn flee when they hear our horns. Archdemons die when they taste our blades. So are we to bend knee to a mere human despot? No! I, for one, will never give up. I, for one, will never surrender just to dance on Arlen's gallows. So I propose here and now, in these hallowed halls where generations of our brethren stood vigil against darkspawn and evil, that we send a message to that fat bastard. In this sacred place, proud men, strong men stood defiant, and would rather die than submit to tyranny.
So brave, even when starving, and my great-great-grandmother stood with them.
It sounds like there's greatness in your blood.
Oh, well, that's kind of you to say. Generations of Dryadens have said that our stock were lions. Fierce, proud, and noble. But I've gabbed enough. Lead on, my friend.
Okay, let's keep going. This way. Right, Arcane Horror. Not exactly what you want to fight, but that's fine. Crushing Prison works.
This should be easy enough.
A letter from Ban Matuan Wolf. Sophia, Al Ruan and his entire family have been slaughtered, even the children. The Ruan line is no more, and the Arling belongs to the crown for now. Arland believed Ruan was plotting against him. Ruan criticized the king's spending on Wintersend. That is all. It was an idle word, spoken out of turn. The king goes too far. His brain is filled with madness, and he clings to the crown like a drowning man clutches at a straw. Sophia, I beg you, help us. If nothing is done, more will suffer. Your humble servant, Wolf. So that was clearly one of the people who asked Sophia to kind of step in. Barracks. Commander Ethla, okay. Let's just do that.
As you wish.
Another note here. A plea from Commander Ethla. Soldier's Peak is more than we bargained for. There is sinister magic at work here. The men are seeing things and cannot tell nightmares from reality. The fallen return to life to attack again and again, and we are assaulted by dark creatures the likes of which I have never seen. Whoever is responsible is intent on destroying us all, the King's army and the Grey Wardens both. Send help. We cannot last much longer. Commander Athla. And here is the unfortunate commander.
Let's get started.
Roan. And I'm guessing I need Zevran for this chest. Yep. No Warden shield. Okay. Right, well that is the barracks.
This should be easy enough. Right.
Okay, Rage Demons. Archivist. I get the feeling I'm going to want to deal with him first. Right, level up. Awesome. But let us inspect the Archivist.
This should be easy enough.
Doesn't have anything there, but there is a book. This book is badly burned. You can make out a word here or there, and that is all.
The door won't hold, Archivist.
Almost done. The truth must be told.
What does it matter? We're dead.
Our grand rebellion so close. And to die here, a stillbirth.
We never should have done it. Wardens aren't supposed to oppose kings and princes.
Should we stand idly by?
Another one. Rebellion? What's this about a rebellion? If only the book weren't burned.
Maybe there are other records.
We can only hope.
As you wish.
Righty, let's deal with this level up before we go any further. So, gonna keep increasing. Do another 2 points of that. Stick up point in magic. Alright, what I want next is actually Death Cloud. So let's grab the Drain Life. Drain Life isn't a bad spell either. I actually might replace some of the stuff I don't use. Let's put Drain Life down there. I do realise it might seem a bit weird, some of the stuff some of the spells I'm grabbing. Again, I'm mainly doing this for codex reasons, to get the spell combinations. But we'll see. Okay, grab the book.
On it.
There is another chapter of the history of Soldier's Peak. So chapter 2. As he approached his 60th year, rumours swirled that the corruption of Warden Commander Asturian's blood was beginning to take its toll. According to reports from that time, the commander experienced terrifying waking dreams and heard his name whispered from the dark corners of Soldier's Peak. It is said that Asturian would spend hours locked up alone in the great hall at the base, muttering to himself, though no one was ever able to make out what he was saying. Many also believed that Asturian began, in secret, to draw up plans and expand his fortress, adding to it hidden passages and alcoves, all to protect himself from the shadows that pursued him. No one knows whether Asturian was able to complete his project, for his deterioration had become obvious to anyone who spent any amount of time with him. He was quickly replaced by Warden Commander Frida Hallwick. Asturian was taken to Orzammar, where he submitted to the calling, the last rite of the Grey Wardens, and went to his death with honour. From the history of the Grey Wardens of Ferelden, my brother Genetibi, Chantry Scholar. Yeah, it is easy to forget sometimes that is the kind of fate that awaits the Grey Wardens, is eventually the tainted blood will take its toll, and they, well, at least ritualistically, go down to the Orzammar to go to the deep roads and take as many Darkspawn down with them. But anyway. Let us keep exploring the keep. Well, that doesn't look good.
Make them pay for every inch, men! Hold the flank! Avernus, we need you!
Nelate Obrasuth Sifan Nit
Andraste's blood! What?
More Avernus! Whatever it takes!
Teni A Benfotos Victos.
Press them! Press them now!
No! I command you, fight the king's men!
So much death, suffering, and oh yes, blood. The veil is torn now. Your soul is mine, Avernus.
Acolytes, retreat now! The battle is lost!
Avernus!
What just happened? Oh no, more fighting.
Yeah, so it looks like the Avernus there conjured some demons and they kind of were out of his control. But now we've got to deal with them. Yeah, if it's not clear what will happen here. I think you want to deal with these wardens first. They're kind of protecting the other guy. Keep healing him up. Take them out. Cool. With them down, you can deal with the rage demon as you like. He's strong, but he's not that strong. Not compared to the... I was gonna say not compared to the dragon we fought. The problem is that these minions keep appearing again. Okay, that's that. Yeah, see, look, they're just healing him up. So you really do need to deal with these guys first. There we go. Once you kill his minions, he's not too bad.
The Warden summoned demons. Can't believe it. And my grandmother, she knew.
Wardens don't forbid blood magic. Anything it takes to win.
I believed that my family was better than that. But answers may lay up ahead.
We got the level up Zevran. Okay. Let's boost his cunning, and we'll give him a couple of points in dexterity. Give him that. Winter's Breath. Honestly, just as strong as what we've got now. Prefer the one I've got. Winter's Breath actually increases cold damage by a bit more, but my current one also gives me +3 spell power, so I'll keep with what I've got. Funnily enough, the name is almost identical as well, but anyway. Still a pretty good staff if you want to use it. I could give it to Win, I guess, but That's fine. Right, I think that's everything in here. Until, of course, we enter the next room. Anyone particularly strong? Not really. Okay. Okay, raspberry jam. There is another chapter on the history of this place. After Asturian's death, the rumours and theories became increasingly outlandish. One of the more ridiculous rumours told of Asturian's infatuation with an elven princess of lore, whom he was trying to resurrect in a secret ritual chamber throughout the use of blood magic and the princess's favourite food, raspberry jam. Warden Commander Frieda Helwig launched a thorough investigation into Asturian's secret plans, but was unable to uncover any evidence that anything in Soldier's Peak had been changed. Commander Helwig declared that the rumours about Asturian were a slight on his memory, and that anyone found repeating them would be harshly punished. The stories were thus silenced. From the History of Grey Wardens and Ferelden by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. Well, that's an interesting wee anecdote. That door looks like it's got something in front of it, so let's go the other way. Sophia. Okay.
Step no further, Warden. This one would speak with you.
Who or what are you?
This one is the Dryden, Commander, Sophia. All these things.
Grandmother?
You have slain many of the demon ilk to get here. This one would propose a deal.
Livy, I'm afraid your great-great-grandmother is possessed.
That, or she's really let herself go. My great-great-grandmother is dead. I don't know what that is.
Tell me about this deal.
The Kyun is quite clear in matters of demons. Destroy them quickly, efficiently. Enough talk.
Deal with me now, warrior, and you will thwart many of my kind. This one will explain. The Soldier's Peak traps me. This one sees so many tantalizing places in the Dryden's memories. This one would see the world herself. For me to be free, into the Old Mage Tower you go and destroy. In return, this one seals the veil. No more demons, no more enemies. Your peak would be safe. Just let this one go into the world.
Tell me about Sophia.
This one knows all, but will only talk after the tower lies broken.
Okay, so you've got a choice here. You can either agree to help Sophia, or you can kill her. What am I destroying?
The magics, all moving things, the very stone if you have the power. Something inside keeps my kind locked away.
There's no way I'd make a deal with you.
Then you are a fool!
Yep, okay. It doesn't really matter what you do here. You'll see why in a minute. You can either side with Sophia or kill her. It really doesn't make a difference in the end. I do kind of like how Livy's just standing there, not doing anything, but also not moving away from the fight. But whatever. You do you, I guess. Okay, she's down. Let's deal with the skeletons. Right. Some good items on here. Warden Commander armor. What is it? Massive armor tier 6. Stamina regen plus armor plus backstep damage plus physical resistance. It is really good armor. Plus 50 stamina on the boots. And fire resistance. Okay, I'll take that. What is Sten currently wearing? Has he got some other special armor? Oh yeah, he's wearing the dragon bone stuff. That is probably better. Okay.
Right.
Still, I'll see if it's something Alistair can use, or if not him, there is a companion later who can use it.
Let's get started.
Okay. There's a book on the table. Sophia Dryden's journal. 21 Illuviesta. It is done. The nobles have thrown their lot in with Arland. Arland the snot-nosed man-child. Arland who did not walk till he was in his 5th year. Arland who had to be pried off his nursemaid's breast not 2 years ago. Or so it is whispered. The Terns and the Owls believe him to be a simpleton and easily led, but I have seen something in the boy's eye and it terrifies me. 10 Molioris. I watch the summer day processions from a room high at Fort Draken. The Regent has me for treason, when my only guilt is of being true to my country and my heart. My guard's tongue was easily loosened with the gift of a ruby ring, and I am told that the bands are fighting against my sentence. I shall pray, but not hope that it will be anything but the gallows for me. 2 for Ventus. The draft was like bitter fire, but I survived. Weep for me, for I survived. Would that they had made a clean end for me. I should have died a lady, the greatest of the Dryadens, not lived to become this nothing, this monstrous nothing. 19 Mentronalis. Enough. I shall waste no more time with wretched, womanish lamentation. Death would have been easy, but fate saw fit to spare me, and I will seize upon this chance. The Grey Wardens are an army, and the old commander is weak, a wisp of a man. I will inspire the Wardens, and Arland will rue the day he spared my life. Select entries from the journals of Warden Commander Sophia Dryden. And we've probably also updated her Codex entry. Addendum. King Arland had driven the Grey Wardens from Ferelden, and after the siege of Soldiers' Peak, the base was abandoned. When Soldiers' Peak was finally entered again for the first time in centuries, it was discovered that Sophia Dryden had been possessed by a demon. Yep, quite an important addendum. However, it looks like the demon's dead now, so that's fine. Or return to the Fade, whatever happens to a corpse after you kill it. Alrighty. And with Sophia dead, the barrier blocking this exit has been removed. Alright, I'm going to crush and prison one of the archers, just get them out of the way.
On your guard! Look at this mess!
Okay, let us go to Zev. Oh, actually, start with the ones closest. Just so these characters don't set them off themselves.
What shall I do?
Alright, I can do this. Alright, pretty easy fight there. Didn't drop anything particularly interesting. Let's look at the ability notes. This appears to be the research of Mage Avernus. They detail a series of experiments in terse clinical handwriting.
Day 32. The subject is not responding to the stimuli. Testing the pain threshold has uncovered nothing. Only 3 subjects are left. Day 82. If only I could reproduce last night's extraordinary success. Electricity is only a catalyst. The blood is the key. Day 97. Energy and blood. Repeated applications have duplicated the results. I conjecture that success can be induced alchemically. But there are no more subjects left. If only I had 1 more, or a dozen. The things I could do.
Right, so it sounds like Avernus was doing pretty horrendous experiments. That's all well and good. Let's read the book. Avernus's notes. The taint allows us the sense to darkspawn. The longer we survive with the taint in our blood, the more potent it becomes. Unfortunately, this corruption will eventually overwhelm the Warden. Over time, it devours both mind and body, leaving nothing. But what if the spread of the corruption could be stopped, or contained in some way? What if the Warden could become more powerful, without having that power kill him? How great would that power be? Would it be enough to stop the demons? The joining ritual is crude. We take into ourselves the blood of the Darkspawn in the most obvious way. Most die from the corruption immediately. It is, after all, poison. There must be some way to refine the joining, isolate the true power that is found in Darkspawn blood, and leave behind the evil that kills us. I can find the corruption starting to take its toll on my body. I must not succumb. There is too much work to be done. Through my magic, I've been able to slow its inevitable spread, but not stop it completely. I am starting to hear things, even when awake. A voice, more beautiful than any other, that calls to me from the depths. In my dreams I see the Black City, and I am drawn towards it. There is something there, an answer to what this taint is. This taint that we share with the Darkspawn. From the Notes of Avernus. Okay, now here we have the alchemical concoction. Let's inspect it. This noxious potion appears to be the culmination of Avernus's horrific research. So you've got a choice here. You can drink it, destroy it, or just leave it alone. Doesn't really matter what character you're using, unless you're role-playing much harder than I ever do. There's no reason not to drink it, really, so let's do that. Pain wrecks your body, but there is a power in this pain, and a hint of understanding. You have access to new abilities. Okay, got an achievement, Diabolist. Let us have a look at that. This one here. Completed, nope, that's for, we got that one a while ago, that's for completing the Isle of Redcliffe. Let us see, this one here. Took advantage of Avernus's research, Warden's Keep. Alrighty. So, you may notice there it says we've got new abilities. Now, the abilities you get depend on your class. If I go to my spell list, we have 2, the Power of Blood. So, for a mage, you get Dark Sustenance, which is a activated skill. A self-inflicted wound lets the mage draw from the power of tainted blood, rapidly regenerating a significant amount of mana, but taking a small hit to health. So this basically converts some health into mana. Could be useful as a sort of emergency magic potion. Oh, I didn't mean to use Dark Sustenance. My bad. You can kind of see what it does though. Unfortunately, I didn't have a target for it, but if we look at the spell page... Bloody Grasp. The mage's own tainted blood becomes a weapon, sapping the caster's health slightly, but inflicting spirit damage on the target. Darkspawn targets suffer additional damage for a short period. So Bloody Grasp is basically just deals damage to a target. Costs you 40 hit points, and damage the target based on your spell power. But the interesting thing here is that it does deal additional damage to Darkspawn, so it's actually really good against fighting Darkspawn. Just do keep an eye on your health bar. Both of these mage skills are really good. I'll go through the rogue and warrior ones as well, and you'll see that for them I actually only think one of the skills is any good. I don't really like using the other one, but for now we'll continue on with our mage. Jumping over to my dwarven rogue here, he has also just drinking the blood potion, so let's see what abilities that the rogues get when they drink the potion. Here we are here, so we've got 2, we've got Dark Passage and the Tainted Blade. Dark Passage is a really cool skill, because it's passive, so it actually doesn't cost any blood to maintain, or health I guess, but it does make the rogue more nimble, so they are able to move quicker while they're using stealth, and they're more likely to dodge physical attacks, so that's just a nice buff to have really, and you don't have to do anything, you don't have to activate it, it's not sustained, it's just a passive bonus, so that's actually a really cool skill. So all rogues I would recommend they drink the potion just for this. Tainted Blade, not something I actually like. It's a sustained skill, so you're constantly losing health while you have it active, and it just gives a bonus to damage. And the bonus is based on your cunning attribute, which rogues usually have pretty high, but the depleting health, not a fan, so I never use that. But still, it is worth for them to drink the potion just for the passive buff there. And then finally, here I am with my dwarf noble, who is a two-handed warrior. So he has just drunk the contents of the vial. Let's see what skills the warriors get out of this. So the first one is Bloodthirst, a sustained power that gives them quite a strong buff, increasing movement speed, attack speed, critical hit chance. But it does mean that the warrior takes more damage and continuously loses health. Their other one is Blood Fury, an activated skill that basically sprays the enemies around them with blood to knock them down. I mean, it would be an okay skill. It obviously does cost health, but most warriors have some similar skill that does not cost health. My two-handed warrior here, for example, has two-handed sweep, which basically does the same thing. I don't think either of these skills are very good, if I'm honest. Unlike the mage and rogue, who have at least one that I like, I never use either of these. The buffs from Bloodthirst are great, but taking a lot more damage is really not ideal. And Blood Fury is just kind of less good version of some skills warriors tend to have anyway. So, yep, with that done, let's head back to the main playthrough. Okay, I think that's everything here, so let's head through the door.
Right.
I hear you. Don't disrupt my concentration. Even now, the demons seek to replenish their numbers. Are you to thank for this welcomed but temporary imbalance?
The old Warden Mage, you're still alive.
Only just. I have only a short time left. Why are you here? What is your intent?
Soldier's Peak must be rid of its plague of demons.
Agreed. This must be the first priority. The only priority.
I'm here to recover the Grey Warden's base.
An admirable goal. But in order to achieve this, the demons must be cut off forever.
I've seen your experiments.
They were necessary. Any tool, any iota of information that could defeat the fell demons was justified. As a warden, you should know that.
Even wardens know there are limits. However you spin your web of rationalizations, consorting with demons is evil.
The Chantry has done such a fine job of indoctrinating you, haven't they?
I want some answers.
To what questions, I wonder? Ask.
Sophia's great-grandson brought me here. Levy, go ahead.
Master Mage, sir, my family name has been worth less than dirt for over a century. Do you have any proof that Sophia was a hero?
The boy who braved the mists. So you heeded my call. And you are a Dryden. The cosmos has a sense of humor.
Your call?
He was but a boy when he entered the tunnels below the peak. His heart pure, his character certain. In dreams, I gave him the keys he would need. He would be my deliverance.
Just answer Levy's question.
Your great-great-grandmother was the best of us. Brave, charismatic, fiery, utterly devoted to the fight. But still we lost. We fought against a tyrant, you know, so full of vigor then, so blind to consequence. But proof? There's none to be had.
The time for questions is over.
So be it. My only request, if justice or vengeance drive you, stay your hand until the demons are dealt with.
Until the demons are dead, we are allies.
That will do for now. We must go to the Great Hall. There, I will repair the damage I caused so long ago. There will be peril. The demons will fight us every step of the way. Come.
Right, that goes quite differently depending on how you dealt with Sophia Dryden earlier. Her request, by the way, I didn't really let her talk, but she wanted us to kill Avernus. Basically, at the end of this, you've got to either side with Avernus or Sophia. After which, I believe you can kill the one you allied with if you really want to. Kind of your choice at that point. But you do need to side with one of them, because you need one of them to... At least initially, because you do need one of them to help you close the veil. Alright, speak the corpse, I guess. There's another chapter in the history of Soldier's Peak. There was one mystery, however, that persisted, and this mystery perplexed even Commander Helwick herself. When Commander Asturion went to his calling in the deep roads, he did not have in his hand his sword, Asturion's might, forged for him by the dwarven smiths and presented to him upon the completion of Soldier's Peak, nor did he pass the sword on to his successor, or to any other Grey Warden. While some maintained that Asturion had simply destroyed the sword in his dotage, others believed he had stashed it away somewhere in Soldier's Peak. One young warden claimed that Asturion had once grabbed him by the shoulders, fixed him with an unwavering gaze, and said, "The sword will remind you what it is to be a warden. Speak your oath to me. When the shadows come, you must speak the words." What this was supposed to mean was never made clear. From the history of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. What I don't know is how I got this information from staring at a bloody corpse, but there we go. I guess we shouldn't question game logic sometimes. Okay.
On it.
All set.
Is that everything in here? I think it is. Yeah, alright, let's go. Yeah, that's also why I didn't get the option to kill Avernus at all, is because the game requires him to be alive since I've already killed Sophia. If you sided with her, you do get the option to double cross her and side with Avernus once you meet him, but for now, let's head back to the tower. Or away from the tower, I guess, back into the keep.
We must act quickly. The demons are clawing on the gates. The veil must be closed.
What do I do?
I will unravel the summoning circles I drew so long ago. Waves of spirits and demons may come through. Dispatch them. I will begin. First, I must summon the magical energies. I feel them. They're coming.
Okay, so here we are. Pretty simple, basically. He's going to heal the veil, but you're going to be attacked by lots of demons while it happens. Some of these demons can get quite strong, if I remember correctly, so do be prepared for a fairly difficult fight here. And perhaps don't waste all your spells in the first wave of enemies. Also, I don't know why Levi's just standing here. He should be over there or something. Not right in the middle of the fight. There are, I believe, 5 waves of enemies, because you'll see these circles on the floor. There were 5 of them. Right, Ash Wraiths this time. So this is round 3. And you see these enemies are getting stronger. Ash Wraiths are stronger than anything we fought the first 2 rounds. But so far, still able to deal with them. Alright, Desire Demon. Oh, no, maybe only 4 rounds. I'm pretty sure the Desire Demon is the last round. Oh, Crushing Prism worked, but it didn't immobilize her. It is doing damage over time, though. And she's down. Awesome.
It's over. The veil is strong now. Stronger, at least. So what of me? Will you leave me to experiment in peace?
So you've got a choice here. Like I said, you can kill him. That is, quote-unquote, outlived his usefulness. Or you can let him experiment. Or perhaps allow him to research, but a bit more ethically than he was. No more dark research. Find humane ways to help the Wardens.
Without test subjects, without other materials, You would cripple my efforts. But I will do what I can in this endeavor. I have little hope of discovering anything useful. But if I do, you will hear of it.
You've done it, Warden. Soldier's Peak is safe again. That old geezer of Avernus deserves the gallows if you ask me, but people will do queer things to survive. But if he does the proper research, without the sacrifices and blood magic and all, maybe he'll turn up something good. But there was no proof to redeem my family.
The past won't offer redemption. Try the future instead.
For so long, I was focused on the past, on answers. But I think I would have been better off had I stayed at home. Enough of that, though. I find myself at a loss. You've got a whole fortress now. I suppose I should start plying my trade again.
It was a pleasure, Levy.
An honour. If you ever want to talk again, I'll be here. And I'll have some of my wares to sell.
We fought well here. The Arishok would be pleased.
There we go, Master of the Peak. Probably down here, yep. Completed Soldier's Peak. There we are. Officially completed. There are still a couple of things we can do, though.
This should be easy enough.
Well, I say a couple. If you look in here, that we still have this quest, Ancient History. So we need to find the secret stash. I believe there's actually only one thing left to do for this quest. So let's head up the stairs. What we want to do is go to the commander's quarters where we met Sophia Dryden. And maybe I'm missing an entry. Thought I had all the stuff I needed. Let's see. You learned about the establishment of the base and its founder's last days. The records state that Commander Asturian may have built secrets into the base and may have hidden something important somewhere in Soldier's Peak. You found clues, but where do they lead? Okay. I thought it was in there, but we'll explore around. I might have missed something. Ah, okay. I found what I was looking for. It wasn't in the commander's quarters, it was down here. This here, Asturian's portrait. Let us inspect that. You found an old painting, one dating to Commander Asturian's times. Perhaps Asturian's history points to this. Recite the Grey Warden Oath. And there we have it, a secret passage. Well, not a secret passage, a secret chest.
As you wish.
And there is Asturian's smite, his sword, as well as shadow belt. Reduces hostility, that's quite cool, and a lot of gold. We'll take that. And quest complete. Perfect. Okay, with that we've done all we can in here, so let's get out of the keep. And this is basically it for the DLC. There is another small piece which I'll show you, but we need to get out of here first. Where is the exit? Here it is. Alright, for this you need to leave Soldier's Peak and returns to it. I don't know if going to the party camp works, but I'll give that a shot first. I mean, it worked for getting the dragon armor, so let's try this.
Yes.
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 Braska.
Horseful.
Yes.
Soldier's Peak. Where are you going? Blood Trail? Huh, that's interesting. It doubles back on itself. Okay. And here we are. Yeah, so that did work. You just had to go to the party camp. And you'll find that the exterior of the castle has been upgraded. I don't believe there's anything different inside. And in fact, you can't even get inside now that Warden's Peak has been completed. So, out here we have the party storage chest. This is just something where you can store... Oh, I didn't realise I still had the rose Alistair gave me. This is where you can store any items you don't intend to use. Yeah, if you don't want to sell it, but you don't necessarily want to carry it around with you, you can do that in the party storage chest. We talked to Levy.
Welcome back, Warden. As you can see, we've been busy. Clean the place up a bit. Even my brother Mikhail came out of hiding. Never will you find a finer smith. Also got some goods stored here that might interest you. Buy them now before my cousins move it all someplace else.
Did you tell your family about Sophia?
I thought about it, but I figured that it's not a bad thing to believe that you come from a line of lions, even if the truth is a touch more complicated. Our family's belief that we were wronged, it gave us strength to make something of ourselves.
I'd like to see your wares.
Certainly.
I believe Levy gives you one of the best discounts in the game, actually, so he's quite a good merchant to sell to. He doesn't sell much that is really good, but I'll certainly buy the potions off him. Those are always useful. And I mean, he's got some recipes and stuff. I guess I can buy those. Not that I intend to ever use them. That Redcliffe Elite Shield, by the way, that is the reward we got for curing Al Eamon. It's actually a pretty good shield. I should probably think about giving it to Alistair. I'll see what shield he's got, though. Okay. Actually, I think he's got Kaelin's shield, which might be better anyway. I'm just kind of doing this to free up inventory room, and you don't need everything that's here. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, so Livy is a merchant. Livy's nephew is not anything interesting. The other person you want to speak to is Mikhail Dryden, over here.
You? You're the Warden? My family owes you. Any weapons I make, I will sell you for a discount.
Can I see your wares? Yeah, Mikhail here actually sells some really good weapons. Like, they're basic, they're not named with bonuses and all that. But they're made of dragon bone, or dragon thorn, or dragon skin. So he sells some of the best weapons and armor in the game, just for the base weapons. So if you've got a character you want to outfit late game and you don't really have anything special in your inventory, come to him and get some stuff off him, because he does have some really good items here. I don't need anything right now, but he is good to remember later on, if you need him anyway. Okay, let's upgrade Sten. First is dexterity and his constitution. Alright. Actually, if we come here, you'll see I have now unlocked 3 of the 4... Oh, Berserker's the one I haven't. I think you need to get that off a spell book. I could actually go do that. Anyway, I've unlocked 3 of the 4 specializations. We've talked about Templar before, but I didn't want to do that. But Champion and Reaver are new. Reaver there is kind of almost a Berserker type warrior. That's what we got for Defiling the Ashes. And it can kind of do Blood Frenzy, and I believe the more enemies you can kill, kind of to restore your health sort of thing as well. And Champion there we got for healing the Arl, and that is kind of like inspires others in battle sort of specialization. So they're useful if you want. Berserker's one we don't have yet. We can grab that because it's just from a tome. I'll have to find the tome, but I have seen it somewhere. But anyway, thought I'd point that out while we're leveling up Sten here. Just because it's something I haven't really mentioned, what these other specializations that we unlocked, I believe it was last episode, what they actually did. Okay, we'll grab Death Blow. Thank you. Alright, here we are in Dinner. Let us talk to Gorham quickly.
Welcome back. Is there something else? Every piece.
Yeah, so Gorham here is the one who sells the Manual of Berserker, so let us just buy that off him. And there we go. That's the last warrior specialization, Berserker. As you'd expect, the Berserker is just the one who kind of goes absolutely nuts in battle and kills a bunch of enemies. It's kind of the idea, I guess. That's simplifying it, of course, but you get the idea. Anyway, with that done, I actually think we're going to end this episode here. So next episode we are going to head to Orzammar and do the last of the main quests. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you there.